Hi, I am Jamie Koval, a licensed professional clinical counselor and owner of OCD and Anxiety Wellness Collective, and I'm here today with Rasa, a registered dietitian. Thank you so much for being here today, Rasa. I really appreciate your time. So we start out with just sharing. Can you share a little bit about what you do, who you are, and what your services are that you provide?
So thank you, Jamie. I am Rasa, and I'm a registered dietitian. I practice in three different areas of nutrition. One of those areas is disordered eating disorder. Another one is sports nutrition, and a third one is the body trust. I'm quite novice to the body trust, so I'm learning a lot, and these are kind of primary areas of my focus in nutrition work.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I love already the body trust. So that's one of the therapies that I provide for individuals with OCD is all about rebuilding trust in themselves rather than their doubts. So that likely could go very well together. So can you tell me a little bit about who benefits from seeing you, from your services?
So most of the people who seek my help usually believe that something is wrong and defective with their bodies, and they need to fix something about their bodies. That's most of the time what I see when people step into nutrition counseling. And our work as a dietitian is usually to tell them that their bodies are not broken. Their body's doing exactly what it needs to do. And we need to work with their bodies. As you mentioned, most people don't trust their bodies because they believe they need to control, contain, count, measure. And our bodies are so intelligent, and it's very difficult because society does not provide information how to be in touch with our bodies. So it's very vulnerable, really meaningful, and really powerful work if people are able to connect with their wisdom, actually through their body wisdom.
Absolutely.
So pretty much anybody who is coming my way have some kind of struggle with body or food, I would say.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I think really, again, my specialty area is seeing clients with OCD and anxiety disorders. And that can have a lot of overlap with things like eating disorders, those disorders of over control. And oftentimes too, just GI distress. So, getting reactive to certain foods, or they might, a lot of people actually have GI disorders and anxiety as well. So there can just be a lot of overlap with food and nutrition. Which is why I just love connecting with you and getting more information. So one of the things I wanted to speak to is just with with OCD and anxiety disorders and disorders of over control, there can be hesitation with what if they're going to ask me to track every single thing that I eat, and that might be really unhealthy for me to do. Can you speak a little bit to how you might approach that?
Yeah, Jamie, this information is not new to us as a dietitians. It's very frequently I hear that if someone seeks help for nutrition, we as a dietitian will tell what to do or ask them to track or count or measure. However, most of us would actually try to figure out different routes. This is my least preferred route, to be aware of the food intake when we actually tracking every single morsel. So for me, it's usually the question is, what parts of your life are impacted by nutrition? And then I can unpack that in a session, and we can start gradually shifting and understanding. And most of the time, my preferred route is actually not to count, not to measure, and, sort of go through even sometimes not even doing food records, where they actually reflecting what they feel about their food and dictating to their phone and bringing to my session. Or maybe they will take a few pictures for me just to see how their food looks like. Maybe I'll ask them to just simply sit in their body and reflect what their bodies are doing, and not even asking to touch what they ate, just like body story or food story that does not involve food recording at all. So that's probably a very common myth and very common fear to show up in nutrition sessions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for speaking to that. I think that can be a big hesitation that gets in the way of pursuing some of that extra support that people need.
Mhm. And you mentioned a little bit about the GI and the brain connection. It is so important. In our nutrition session, we actually give education for people to understand what happens to their bodies, why their tummy feeling the way it feels, why this discomfort happens, how the brain is connected, how the enteric nervous system is in the gut. That often our body picks up the signals first before our brain picks up the signals, and how a lot of neurotransmitters are released in our GI tract that make us feel calm and connected. So nutrition and central nervous system, all of these things are so connected. We are full body. It's not like GI tract is it on its own and then brain is on its own. There's so much interconnectedness between all different parts of our bodies. And knowing that our bodies are incredibly intelligent and wise, and we have been taught that something is not okay if we don't feel well, rather than actually my body is giving amazing signals, even if I'm uncomfortable, right? So there's just that education comes in that anytime we change nutrition, we are the scientist and our body is intelligent and it tries to give us the signals.
Yes, absolutely. I talk so much about the nervous system response with my clients, right? Overactive nervous systems is kind of what I work with. And so I just, yeah, the connection between our brain and our gut, we're just learning so much, I feel like, about how interconnected that is. And again, this is why I love connecting with other providers, because I think what your services offer is just so important to really like add and look at the whole person that we're treating. And I specialize in OCD and anxiety disorders, and I want to make sure I don't get too narrow focused and kind of miss the forest through the trees. So yeah.
And for me as a dietitian, it's valuable to connect with therapists on a constant basis, because it's so much, that your wisdom seeing through a therapist lens and my wisdom through nutrition lens and all of the other providers, we can actually put the team that helps person to take what resonates with them, whether it's in my nutrition sessions, whether it's in your therapy sessions, whether it's in massage or acupuncture. We basically are witnesses to providing them some ideas or things, and what resonates with them, they can use this as a tools to live. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your services, or anything that you feel is important for people to know about seeing a registered dietitian?
I think anybody who seeks nutrition help already have a lot of bravery to overcome all these myths and fears to even email us or call us. Most of the dietitians offer a 15-minute free call. So if someone hesitant to reach out, you can schedule free call with people around in the community, including me and my webpage, and you can have a conversation asking questions. Majority of us are happy to share what we can do and what we can offer, so you can connect with us without scheduling full session. It's also important to know that a lot of nutrition information that comes to us is very judgmental. And in order for us to support each other as a humanity, we have to come down to curiosity and kindness and compassion, make mistakes, do C- work, be messy in this work. We all in this together. And most of us, including dietitians like me, would struggle with our bodies and food. So we all human beings who trying to figure out this journey. So also knowing that there's so much information in the social media that may be not accurate. So if you have a chance to seek help from dietitian, and many of dietitians also accept insurances, that could be one of the additional tools for you to help to support you in the way that, again, this is vulnerable and very important work, but I want to make sure that it's accessible for people.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I am grateful that you spoke to the misinformation out there. There can be some just, yeah, a lot of misinformation out there. So I think it can feel overwhelming to navigate all of that alone and not really know what to trust. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Rasa. I really appreciate your time and your expertise. And for anyone interested in reaching out, I will have information on how to reach out to Rasa below. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you.